Welcome back to another streaming session. Yeah, let's just. Damn it. And I still did not. Whoa. Okay, this is the landing zone errors. Anything else? Like, how do you scan? Right click. Okay, there's nothing to scan here. Let's not exit this. Let's go into the system view. There's ears. This is where. Wait a minute. Like, everything seems a little like this is peel. This is control. Progression is at 100%, which is great. And I have to go to another system. Like, what's this one? Oh yeah, this was the asteroid. Oh god. Like this animation going from one planet to another one is a little bit annoying. I said it before, and I will probably say this again. Yeah, looks nice that you can kind of look around this, but it doesn't give you anything. So yeah, this is that's interesting. So I don't know if I have any quests active on EOS anymore. Maybe some side quests or so, but there's nothing telling me that there is something to be done. Damn it. Okay, can I somewhat? I could go to Nanook like that. The thing is, I go to Nanook because it looks somewhat suspicious. That is a perfect view. Nah, okay. Everything fine though. Damn it. So let's go back even further. Right, yeah, and this is the Ericsson thingamajig. So it says 100%, but you still have some open missions. Holy crap. AVP, cryo deployment perks, Nexus, sure. But we're going to the Ericsson. There's supposedly a ship in orbit or something. Can I skip that? No. Like the first time when you actually enter a system, there's some dialogue between your crew. That is interesting. There we go. There's an anomaly. Very nice. And there it is. Deploying probe. ESO distorted cat wreckage. That's the one that I wanted to look at. And what happens? Oh yeah, we are just zooming in. And there's also another star that was like to the right, to the top right. And there it is. Just came out of nowhere. What is that?
Cat debris. Severe damage consistent with ESO detonation.
Oh, I get it. Turian escape vector, right? Another of their tricks. Dumping fuel as last-ditch mines.
Our shuttle might still be out there?
Interesting. Ditch mines. That's strange. Okay, there's nothing to scan here, but what's that? Some cat stuff, enzymes, uncharged bioreader, whatever that is. And scatter field suggests a high velocity impact with a Kodiak spec element 0 fuel cell. If the impact was intentional, jettisoning the fuel cell with the proper timing would have been extremely difficult. Note, Kodiak shuttles cannot maintain systems after fuel cell loss. That means they have to be really close, right? So they have to be like somewhere. Yeah, like they have to be somewhere in the. Look at it. This is the one that I wanted to scan afterwards.
Getting a scan.
Yeah, drifting initiative shuttle doesn't add up. Of course, it does not add up because. Nah. Anyway, it's at least close by. It's still really far away because like distances in space are like humongous. There it is. Oh no.
Radar, it's dark, but no. I'm getting low readings. Stasis fields.
Priority to the Nexus. We have a shuttle for retrieval with Site 2 survivors. Resilience?
Hey.
You are coming home.
Nice. And I got skill points. Awesome. So, what's this one? A shuttle is intact. Signs of cat weapon fires are present. Though it appears the pilot maneuvered effectively to avoid major damage, multiple emergency stasis signatures are present, notifying the Nexus for emergency recovery. And there's some Asari comlinks, some other stuff, some ESO shunts and whatnot. Very nice. So, yeah, let's go back to the system view. I got that. Now what? Like, the thing is, if you enter a system... there's also another starship wreck. Like, yeah, like I know this starship wreckage already. Come on, come on, come on. And we can skip. Yeah, that's the one that's crashed into the what's the one? Like the Scourge, whatever that is. So, got the reason. Anyway, this little information that there's something to scan, right? That's just there when you actually enter the system. Like there's this one says eels in it, but you don't really know that it... Wait a minute. Okay, so this is not blinking or like, see this wave thingy? These ripples. So this one has ripples on there, this one has ripples on there. Maybe it means that it's that you can land there, or that it's a main kind of section. What about 5 of those? Let's see if I can skip this at least. I don't think so. The good part about it though, is that there's no fuel system in here. Like there was a fuel system in, what was it? I think Mass Effect 2, and that was annoying. You were always supposed to like refuel at some stations. It's nice, but it's just, again, nice idea, but the implementation sometimes lags a lot. Okay, I can't scan out in the open. That's pretty sad. But yeah, at least we got the Ericsson stuff done. Only issue is, where do I have to go in order to finish this side quest? Anyway, let's go to the Nexus. Also, spend some points because I have to put some in...
Familiar territory.
Oh,
The Nexus
okay.
has been here for months. Still not enough time to survey it all.
Yeah, progression is still at 100%. There is no... Yeah, no time to survey it all, but come on. This one is there to land, probably. This was the hidden element 0 field, which, like, look at the amount of it. It's amazing. Anyway, let's go onto the Nexus. There we go. Ooh. Like, we have a kind of like sideways trajectory. Like, we're not going straight forward, we're going sideways-ish. And the station is actually really close to another planet. If you think about it, it's not that not that safe, right? It's a huge station, there's gravity there. What you have to do is like accelerate it around the planet. What you want to do on the other hand though, is like have it actually far enough in orbit so that its mass, right, does not play that big of a role, because it's a huge station. Therefore it needs to be also really accelerated to a certain degree if it gets closer and closer to the ground, right? And it just doesn't work like that. Yeah, like if something is very light, right, you can throw it easy. Same thing goes for a space station. If the space station is light, you can throw it easily. Therefore, it doesn't need to be that far out from the planet. But if this station is really, really large, then of course its mass will be a little bit of an issue. Therefore, it has to be further away from the planet. This is why I question the position of it. Anyway, so there's some additional side quests here. That's cool, but I cannot interact with those side quests. It's just a nice hint. That's a good thing, actually. A next level 238 AVP, Nexus level 2. I don't even know what that is, but Probably has something to do with the viability or something. So yeah, let's dock here. Yes. That was just one of those instant appearances. Like, I'm so used to this wobble space jump ability that kind of distorts space a lot more than this instant flash being there kind of thing. Like a boom, and you're there. There's no, like, you're just there basically. There's no energy dissipation. Let's call it that. What I mean is, this ripple ability, right? You're.
Pathfinder, is it true? We're settling Eos.
We've thought that before.
But Eos is different now, right? Pathfinder.
All right, settle down. Give him space. Lieutenant Syax, Kendros' aide. They all wanted to see you. Real hope again. It's been a while.
It's a good day to party. Oh yeah, party.
Relax, Lieutenant. If there was ever a day to pop some champagne.
Certainly. The initiative's finally back on track.
Professor Herrick, right?
What you achieved with that remnant vault is unprecedented, Pathfinder. Impossible. But with new scientific talent waking up, we'll unravel those mysteries. The whole Nexus will benefit.
We still need food, you know. This proves our resilience. Well, it's not all about our resilience. It's about, like, the outpost has a good leader. It's not about the leader, but okay, let's go with the
We've taken
resilience.
some hard knocks, but this proves we'll always get up again.
Always.
Well, what are you waiting for? There's a new world out there.
Thank you, Ryder.
Interesting choice there, but that should have been a third option. I like the more objective, not that, like, objective but still human approach to questions. That's the one I like, right? Seeing the positive stuff, but not being too strict on and not too, like, cold. Like, you have your objective and your kind of cold-ish kind of. Usually the cold option is the professional option at the bottom right. This rectangular spiral.
What?
What?
I told you we'd manage.
I still can't talk to her because.
Pretended.
Yeah.
Ryder, you just missed a good show.
What show?
One of the alarms malfunctioned, and we thought it was an attack.
Huh.
Didn't take long to figure it out, but in that time, they managed to scramble at least half the station's defenses.
Crap. Another malfunction.
Why are the alarms still malfunctioning?
Probably a leftover issue from when the Scourge fried systems.
Sweet.
It's not that bad. I once worked in a building with a fire alarm that would glitch every other week.
Like, it's nice that the fire alarm glitches, but the problem is that people get used to it, and then they will either be hypersensitive to the alarm, right, or not sensitive enough, right? So the reaction to the alarm kind of distorts in one of the two extremes if the actual alarm does not work as intended.
How may I assist?
Or, like,
That's all.
It has
Let's
been my
see.
pleasure.
An alarm, if it works or not, changes the behavior you have, or like the actions you do depending on this alarm. So if the alarm is always there, you have you have basically two options. Like, either the alarm is always right and it just always happens, right? So the alarm is okay. And if the alarm never, or like almost never, kind of goes off, then you still like listen to the alarm and you still do that. But if the alarm is kind of wrong all the time, you kind of question the alarm and you either like act on it or you don't. And that is the issue. Like, your whole, or at least like the whole system is actually dependent on working alarms and whatnot. Cultural center. Oh, that one is new. Anyway, let's just save for now. That's the thing. Like, stuff has to work depending on the way people view it as, right? So there has to be a certain consistency to it. Otherwise, it will distort whatever is there. Oh, there is the invisible tech. That's probably the... Why not? Okay, maybe I could scan it. No. Okay. Turian VI.
It's an honor to meet you, citizen of Andromeda. My people are the Turians. It will be a privilege to tell you about them.
Sweet. It's really difficult to listen to it. Not now. Yeah, actually, tell me more.
Okay.
Turians are a highly disciplined race who value service to others. No one places personal needs ahead of the greater whole. Public works serve as a focal point of our society. We believe it's our duty to better our species.
Nice. Yeah, your home world. Tell me more
Where
about
do you
that.
come from?
Turians live on a planet known as Power. The atmosphere's weak magnetic field shaped our evolution into the life form you see today.
Meaning
Our
what?
signature carapace, the hard exterior shell you see on Turians, is actually metal. It protects us from the intense rays of Power's sun.
Interesting. So yeah, because there's no magnetic field protecting them from radiation, the protection has to come from something else. Otherwise, the whole body gets fried. Very interesting. I think that actually makes sense. Yeah, if there are supposed to be life, it has to have some kind of other defenses. But the thing is, if it has to have defenses in order to survive, right? Then it would also take a lot of energy. But because there's a lot of energy being on the planet, because there's no magnetic field, no strong magnetic field. That means more energy of the sun is coming to the planet, kind of. Kind of strange though, but my suggestion or my guess would be that some other functions will not be as won't work as well as you would expect from life forms that have it easier, maybe. Because they can focus more on just being alive than fighting for survival or like some bodily defenses.
What's Turian history like?
The history of my people is proof that peace eventually wins out. Disagreements among species turned into lasting friendships. When Turians first met humans, there was a misunderstanding between us that could have had disastrous consequences. But with patience and restraint, humans and Turians eventually joined together in a mutually beneficial partnership. We look forward to doing the same in Andromeda.
Nice.
The pleasure of meeting you has been mine. One that I hope other Turians will soon enjoy.
Like, Turians also remind me of some kind of other extraterrestrial, whatever, alien-ish kind of race, and it's the Hilden from the Legacy of Kain series. They were like really interesting. They look really similar to those guys, right? Like some like spiked, backwards shaped head, not that many fingers. Also skeletal in appearance. It's very interesting.
Hi there. Thanks for stopping by. I'm a Krogan. Are you interested in hearing more about my people?
Whoa, that is a very well developed VI.
Of
Okay.
course you are. We may look scary, but don't let that worry you. It comes from living on a harsh world. We're a species that knows how to thrive, even under the worst conditions.
Like, you call that thrive? Okay, like they're just okay in almost any environment because their body is hyper active when it comes to evolution. It's
Where
just
do you come
strange.
from?
An ugly rock called Tachanka. No sense lying. It's not a planet most people want to visit. We had predators, nasty weather, and not much else. But it gave us our identity, forced us to adapt and evolve. Everything about us is built for survival. How many species do you know that have a pair of spare lungs just in case? Or 4 testicles?
What's Krogan history like?
Colorful, you might say. Growing up in our neighborhood, only the toughest survived. sense covering it up. We once had a great society, but I'm ashamed to say we squandered it. It's why a lot of Krogan are here in Andromeda now. They're the smart ones, the ones looking for peace and a fresh start.
Very nice.
Thanks for chatting. We're all looking forward to meeting our new neighbors.
Like this Krogan VI, I would say, gives the wrong impression of Krogans.
This is an image of the Citadel, considered the seat of government for many civilized races in the Milky Way galaxy. Here, the Council deliberates on matters of state. It is a champion of the common citizen, eager to help those in need. As with all political institutions in the Milky Way, conflict is rare. Peace and cooperation are the rule of the day.
That's a little hyper positive, you know. Oh, okay, let's not so call it hyper positive, but overly positive. It kind of depicts a strange picture, you know, like it's just someone, yeah, it's like if those, yeah, they're more like messengers, an advertisement for different races, let's call it that. Yeah, let's look at it as advertisement. So they just show only the positive sides of each race, really.
Welcome, native of Andromeda. My people are known as Asari. It would be my pleasure to tell you about our kind.
Nice. Now you tell me more.
Okay.
Very well. Asari are the oldest civilized race in the Milky Way galaxy. Among my people, diplomacy and cooperation are prized over war or conflict.
Nice. Yeah, almost all race says that. Like we're the peaceful ones.
Where do you come from?
Asari come from a planet known as Thesia, which many consider the crown jewel of the Milky Way. It's a thriving world blessed with prosperity and peace, and the center of the largest economy in the galaxy. With the high concentration of element zero on Thesia, Asari evolved powerful biotic abilities. It is considered a hallmark of our species.
Nice. Yeah, and this element zero biotic stuff, it's always somewhat connected. So you don't have biotic abilities without element zero, right?
What's Asari history like?
Would be interesting to have that.
Thousands of years ago, we played an important role in founding the Citadel Council, the seat of government for our home galaxy. In the ensuing centuries, Asari placed great value on cooperation and collaboration. Many species look to us for leadership and guidance. Due to our lifespan, sometimes reaching 1,000 years of age, we are patient in our decisions and prefer long-term solutions over short-term gains. Farewell. We look forward to forging new bonds with our friends in Andromeda. The wisdom you share is our reward.
Nice. Yeah, but long-term versus short-term gains. That's an interesting one. Like if you live 1,000 years, of course you have to also experience the consequences that a, let's say, 50-year decision does. But if you're, that's also an interesting thing, because in today's society there are like also long and short-term gains that people go after, right? And some do have to harvest the crops of their decision, so to speak. And some just decide, get the quick bonus, and then they move on, right? Because they do not need or have to experience the result of their actions. That's really interesting if you think about it. That also kind of questions, in a way, like who should decide, really, right? Because should someone decide who's just good at deciding things, right, in terms of capability, or should actually someone decide who experiences the result of their decision, right? Because only the people that do experience the result, right, only they have an interest in the decision itself. right? So let's say there's a I don't know, like, there's an issue, right? There's a problem, and you want to figure out, okay, who is supposed to decide on this, right? Should it be like a very intelligible or knowledgeable person? Also could make sense, right? Because you can come to a good conclusion without needing the necessary experience at the end, like experience in this case, not life experience, but uh, experience in the result kind of situation, right? So you don't need that necessarily, but it only works if the if the decision process, right, kind of also factors this in and doesn't just focus on other properties, on like other goals, maybe. That is really interesting. So they, of course, do long-term decisions because they experience them the long term because of their almost 1,000 years lifespan, and that means that short-term things, short-term decisions, will happen on life forms or with life forms that have a shorter life because they will not live through the results on the outcomes. So my guess is that Solarian, they will only become like 30 something years. It's like blink of an eye, actually. Like humans get a little bit older. I don't know about Turians though. The oldest maybe the Krogan. But yeah, Solarians definitely one of the quickest. Also, their whole mind, like everything about them, is quick and always changing, right? Like their whole like their whole being is just faster, right? So let's say you have an Asari or Krogan, right? Something with a long lifespan, and they're like slow-ish creatures, like long-term things. But if you would squeeze all of that in a really short lifetime, right? You have and still keep the same experience, right? Like this experience versus this experience, you will actually come up with a life form that is kind of hyperactive in nature, and this is the Solarian. And if, let's say, you would have a life form that has not a compressed kind of experience, but not, and also not a just normally long one, but a stretched one, let's say, you would in turn have a almost immobile looking creature, right? For example, plants, right? Or like monoliths, whatever, some very, very old, stationary-ish kind of creatures, right? This would be it. Like old, almost immobile, because they don't need to change fast because they are almost living for millennia or something. That is really interesting. Anyway, let's talk to the human VI first.
I'm a human being. If you'd like to know more about my people, just ask.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good to hear. Humanity is a diverse species. You may notice different skin colors or religious beliefs among our people. Yet we don't let those differences come between us. We'd rather celebrate our diversity rather than fight over
it. That's a good one, right? But why why would you need to say that, right? That this is some form of special thing. It kind of like all the other alien races, right? They did not say anything about their belief systems, or what makes them different or whatnot. Like a Krogan, of course, Krogan skin colors does change as well. Asari are not always the same color of blue, right? There could be light blue ones, dark blue ones, right? There's also changes. But the humans, for this matter, right, just kind of forced this view, like, forward. And all of those VI seem to be, as I said, overly positive about the whole being. which makes this really an issue, right? They kind of advertise their faults in an overly positive manner.
Where do you
Really
come
strange.
from?
Humans come from a planet called Earth. It's a beautiful blue world with everything from oceans to jungles, snowy mountain peaks to deserts. It's also an oasis of biological diversity. Scientists calculate Earth contains nearly 9 million unique animal and plant species.
That's really interesting, but not that important. Like, why are other planets not that, I don't know, adapt for living, right? It's kind of strange. Like, this thing
What's human history like?
forces diversity and like,
Compared to many of the other Milky Way races, we didn't discover spaceflight until much later. But what we lack in age, we make up for with enthusiasm and a pioneer spirit. We'd like to think we can teach our fellow travelers a few new tricks.
yeah, a few new tricks.
I'm
That's
glad
good.
you stopped by. Next time you see a human, ask about ice cream. It's one of the many great things we bring to Andromeda.
Nice.
This is Ark Hyperion, one of several ships that made the long voyage from the Milky Way galaxy to Andromeda. The thousands of colonists aboard have come in peace, united by their dream of a better life in your beautiful galaxy. You need not fear their arrival. We are all citizens of the universe, eager to be your friend.
Oh my goodness. Like, this whole thing kind of seems almost as if it's some brainwashing kind of thing. Like, when you I don't know, like Fallout, the advertising stuff, right? The whole, again, BioShock also has this, like, it's like you see a split happening, right? It's just too positive.
This is an outpost for Milky Way colonists arriving in your galaxy. They come seeking a fresh start in Andromeda, yearning only for a land they can call home. If you encounter an outpost, feel free to drop by and say hello. Your new neighbors are eager to make friends.
It's really interesting. Like, maybe this was the design process of this cultural exchange area, which looks really cool. Like, to just make every race look as positive as humanly possible. Like, I don't know, alien-y possible.
Greetings, inhabitant of Andromeda. I'm a Solarian. I'd be pleased to tell you more about my species.
Nice. Now tell me more about you.
Okay.
Solarians are considered among the brightest scientific minds of the Milky Way. We're known for our quick thinking, technological savvy, and intellectual powers of deduction.
Deduction, that's a good one.
Where do you come from?
Solarians originate from a world known as Surkesh. It's a tropical planet covered with oceans and rainforests. As an amphibious species, we're at home in Surkesh's lush jungles, but with our technological advancements, we can adapt to nearly any environment. We look forward to studying the wonders of Andromeda and the rich diversity our galaxy has to offer.
Nice.
What's Solarian history like?
Cooperating with the Asari, we were the second species in the Milky Way to help form a galactic government, the Citadel Council. From time to time, we also guided other species, such as the Krogan, to better channel their natural gifts towards worthy pursuits. It's our belief that the careful application of science and intellect is the key to improving the quality of life for all.
Yeah, that's
It's been my pleasure. Rest assured, the people of Andromeda have nothing to fear from Solarians.
sure. That's an interesting quote to end it with. Like, no one has to fear the Solarians. Why? Like, there was no reason to fear them to begin with. This is because of the whole Solarian versus Krogan war, where they kind of used the genophage in order to sterilize most of them, which is, if you think about it, really mean. But yeah, Krogans were, because they are like really, like, they have to be aggressive, otherwise they die, right? They have to fight for survival all the time. It's kind of interesting if you just look at the whole organism, let's say, because it lives for more than 1,000 years, but why does a creature that lives for that long need to be that aggressive, right? Or maybe this aggression is a result from that lifespan, or like makes this lifespan even possible, right? That's a very interesting thing, because both of those creatures, like the Krogans, live for very long, and the Asari live for very long, but both of them are almost on the extreme opposite spectrum, like peaceful-ish in nature and yeah, conflict-seeking. So these guys fight for survival, and these ones live and just get along, kind of. Okay, Garson.
Hello there, neighbor. I'm Gian Garson, the founder of the Andromeda Initiative. I thought you might like to hear more about our plans.
Hey, tell me more.
Okay.
Great. If you're seeing this, it means our Pathfinders have done their job and made new friends in the galaxy. Welcome to the Nexus. But I want to put your mind at ease. Seeing our arcs arrive in your neighborhood probably raised some concerns. I'm happy to address them.
Alright. Now, what are the intentions?
What are you
Probably
planning
monetary
to do in
gain.
this galaxy?
Great question. I'd be worried about that too. I can assure you, we have no hostile intentions whatsoever. We're pilgrims who simply want to live in peace. We're eager to learn about new cultures, new ideas, and share our own with you. But we understand trust needs to be earned, no matter what galaxy you're in. And the initiative looks forward to doing just that.
So let's hope that we don't do anything too aggressive. Let's burst conflict. So why come here?
Why did you leave the Milky Way?
I get that question a lot. Many of us have a deep curiosity that needs to know what else is out there. Our own Milky Way is just one tiny speck in a universe full of mysteries. And speaking for myself, the thought of exploring those mysteries in Andromeda was a call to adventure I could not resist.
Nice.
Thank you for taking the time to listen. On behalf of my fellow Milky Way travelers, we couldn't be more excited about what the future holds for all of us.
That's really interesting. Wait, this was the cultural center liaison. Okay. Damn it.
Pathfinder, I'm glad you could stop by. Pardon the dust while we set everything up.
Nice. Now tell me about yourself.
How did you get this job?
I was a sociologist in the Milky Way. While there were plenty of cultures to study, the books on them had all been written. There was nothing new I could add. So when I heard about the initiative, I signed up right away. The idea of meeting new people, seeing how they've evolved, adapted to life's challenges, I couldn't resist.
Interesting. Now what? Yeah, we know that this is kind of like a museum.
The Cultural Center is a place where new races we've met can visit and exchange ideas. They can learn more about the Milky Way species, while we foster an air of cooperation and understanding. We're just getting everything ready. Hopefully it won't be long before we have our first visitors.
Okay. Any info on the cat?
Have you heard anything about the Ket?
Unfortunately, yes. Now, that's a species we won't be inviting here anytime soon. I'd hoped our encounters would be peaceful, but I suppose that was too much to ask.
Yeah. Like an alien species
Thanks.
coming out of nowhere, basically.
Of course, our hope is that you'll make friends in the cluster and send them our way. And when you have a second, check back with me on a favor I'd like to ask.
Yeah, now check back on me on the favor. Like, come on, why not just finish with the bloody favor?
Do you have a moment? Need to explain you.
Yeah.
Explain me?
Our new VI over there is meant to describe the role of our Pathfinders, but it just lost all its settings in a crash. If you could fix them, that would really help us out. Just talk to the VI, and it'll do the rest.
Alright, let's see that.
Thanks.
Of course.
So, with the... I think it's the invisible one. Oh, this was the Milky Way.
You are looking at an image of the Milky Way, the original system of the colonists now arriving in Andromeda. Home to countless life forms, the Milky Way is a galaxy where friendship and peace are held in the highest regard. Those arriving in Andromeda bring with them this spirit of enlightenment. They look forward to making your acquaintance.
As I said, it's like with all the stuff that went down in the Milky Way, right? No, it can't be that peaceful. It's just
Welcome to the setup for your Pathfinder informational VI. I am programmed with all relevant data. However, you must identify which information I shall prioritize. First, select your preferred voice and appearance, male or female.
Let's go with the male one.
Male, please.
Variable set. Which aspect of the Pathfinder's role should be highlighted? Exploration and discovery or first contact with new species?
Exploration.
Let's go with exploration and discovery.
Variable set. Next, should I emphasize the role of the Pathfinder team or their partner AI?
Oh, that's good. Their team.
Go with the Pathfinder's team.
Variable set. Finally, should I provide career advice for future Pathfinders or an honor of former Pathfinders?
Okay. Career advice. Like, career advice is always nice. Former Pathfinders. It's nice to have that, but it's actually not that necessary. Like, nice to have that, but let's go with
I
career
want you to
advice
give
though.
career advice.
Setup complete. Would you like to keep these settings?
Yeah, keep those settings.
It all sounds good to me.
Thank you for choosing this Pathfinder information VI. Implementing changes.
Oh, nothing happened.
Hello. This display describes our Pathfinders, the Initiative's elite explorers.
Yeah, tell me more. Like,
Tell me about Pathfinders.
Pathfinders survey distant worlds and discover promising new outpost sites for the Initiative. Our colonization efforts wouldn't be possible without them.
nice. Becoming a Pathfinder.
How does someone usually become a Pathfinder?
The minimal requirements are survival training, AI compatibility testing, and military or scientific experience. If you're interested, submit your candidacy to the Pathfinder headquarters.
That's ooh. Oh. Like, that's not really that. It's like a military recruitment program, you know? It's don't nah. Has a
Tough
strange vibe
job.
to it.
Do Pathfinders have help?
Each Pathfinder has a team of talented specialists drawn from multiple backgrounds and species.
Oh, like I'm one Pathfinder.
Pathfinder on your travels.
There are also
Where
other
do they go?
Pathfinders. Like just the team that I have has different races, but that doesn't really mean that all teams of the Pathfinder do have different
Hello
races.
again.
All right.
Thanks.
Of course.
Thanks. Of course. Yeah. And they can't just do that on their own.